Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Stay in Your Lane. I'm your host, John Mahle. We are at FSA 24. On the sofa with us today is Christine O'Loughlin from JB Group. Now, I met you just the other day.
Yes.
And I'm fascinated to know more about JB Group, but I do have some questions for you before we get started.
Sure.
Is this your first time attending an FSA conference?
No.
No. How many times have you been here?
10.
10 years.
Mm-hmm. It might even be 11. I was trying to figure that out.
Do you get watch, golf clubs? What do you get at 10 years?
Maybe just great connections.
There you go.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
How did you start in transportation, Christine?
Oh my goodness, that's a long story. 30 years ago. So I was working with a company doing production control and dealing with our shipping department, working with Honda of America, shipping across the country, and I had recently gotten married, and we were located south, and it was, just a little too much of a commute. So yeah, I made the change back then. Got recruited by a company and didn't really know much about, brokerage, but that's what I started in for 15 years. And yeah, it was a very good company. And yeah, then I got recruited again by another trucking and cold storage company. And from there, I landed at J&B or JB Group. We've changed our brand since. So.
Very good.
Yeah.
And how long have you been with JB Group?
14 years this year.
So you're a commitment person. You're a long-termer.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I believe in that.
I do too.
Our partners,
Midwestern values.
Yes, the loyalty.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I've been in it 31 years. Joe, beside you, may have me beat by a couple.
Maybe.
Closer to 50.
Oh my goodness.
So, that's good.
It shows too, right? 50?
No,
not at all.
No, the baby face.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is the one thing you enjoy most about the conference?
Oh, I would say just the connections, the camaraderie, the networking. I mean, it's such a great opportunity to have a venue like this and meet up with other shippers and collaborate, and also with the truck lines and just meeting new people like
Absolutely.
You guys. I'm
Well,
surprised
you.
we haven't crossed paths sooner.
I am also,
Yeah.
definitely. So,
But it's a lot of people. Over 1,300 people this year.
correct. Numbers are sky high.
Yeah, amazing.
When I came to my first one,
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's been over 20 years ago, probably around 24 years ago, so around 2000 I came to my first one.
Okay.
I want to say the numbers were 600 to maybe 700.
Yeah, probably maybe even a little bit lower then.
And maybe lower. And I think, there were all the ladies in the conference, you could count on one hand.
Right.
Do you remember that, Joe?
Yeah, I had a tough time getting a date. Yeah, absolutely. It was hard.
Well, you polished and honed the skills.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've remedied that. But on a serious note, I think for a shipper, this is a wonderful place because you get the time to communicate, network with other shippers.
Absolutely.
Which is a huge value. You have to look outside your four walls, right?
Absolutely.
And communicate and make new friends and partnerships that you're going to keep and have for years.
Absolutely. I love that they still do the shippers breakfast so we can connect with other shippers privately, and yeah, I mean, and I like I said, meeting the carriers and new carriers, it's a great opportunity as well, but that is I enjoy that breakfast because it's just kind of private. And
every shipper I've spoken to enjoys that aspect of it.
And
there's over 400 shippers at this conference. Was the breakfast well attended?
yes, I was it was a bigger breakfast, but there wasn't very many empty seats.
Good.
Yeah, it was really good. I was amazed how many people
Plus,
were.
it starts at 7 a.m. That's pretty impressive that
Yeah.
you get that many shippers in a room at 7 a.m.
Yep.
after drinking all night. So
Yeah.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah, after the first few nights, yeah.
It starts to wear. It breaks you down.
Yeah, you got to get back to getting to bed and hit the gym.
Some hydration.
Yes.
So, we're at a kind of pivotal point in transportation where, historically, for many years, we've always had a real comfortable feel for what's going on in the market, where we're
Right.
headed. You add the economy, the inflation, being an election year, the instability, and I would say somewhat, a spot market with unsustainable pricing.
Right.
And many contract rates, I believe, are unsustainable at this point. So
Yes.
kind of difficult times because no one knows, nobody sees that the tide's turning yet,
100%.
but we're seeing attrition.
Yes. Yes.
So
Well, I've seen a lot of, there's been RFPs. We're going to break out with another one here in just a few weeks.
Okay.
So, yeah, where we send that out to our partners. And, we have some going back to the loyalty, we definitely want to keep those carriers that have been with us, through the pandemic and prior to that. And just that we can count on them no matter what, right?
Right.
But we also want to bring in some more people because our business has grown, and having our own product, our third-party product, there is that need. We've lost some carriers over the years with these challenges, and close their doors. There's, I think I was hearing the drivers that are out there, 45 and up is the bigger group,
Oh,
45
yes.
years of age. And I'm not surprised with that. I was sitting next to one of my partners that I've known for many years, and he said, I don't hire anyone younger than 40. And I'm like, I understand, because you want that experience. You want someone that is doing well with the, shippers and the receivers, but you also can't discount that group, that younger group. I've got a daughter who's 23, and, she's as mature as, some of,
Even more mature, some of them. I have one that's
Yes.
22 that's that way.
Right, and you don't want to overlook that, don't get stuck in that, age thing, right?
Well, to your point, I think that, believe it or not, the driver's median age has come down.
Okay.
Previous to, the implementation of ELDs and CSA 2010, I want to say the average driver age in the industry was 57 to 59 years old.
Wow.
So for it to come down, to the upper 40s, I think that's a encompassed number by private fleets, et cetera, Joe.
That's probably all drivers, right? Drive.
Right, everything.
The statistics that I used to see, refrigerated carriers drivers tend to be a lot older,
Correct.
mid-50s and older. So reefer guys they skew much older than dry van guys.
Yep. So depending on what niche in the market you're sitting in, then you look at insurance. I think for all
Absolutely.
carriers, insurance has been a huge hurdle at some level.
Yeah, it's a very costly part of your overhead that you have to envelop and take in, and it's, yeah.
Yep. So how often are you, if you don't mind me asking, how often are you doing RFPs?
Actually, we hadn't done them before. We had done one prior, and then this last year with some of my clients as well, I've done some RFPs. So I just said, I think we need to do this. I think we need to get this in the works here, and I believe really every 6 months
Yep.
is probably a good gauge to do that. I don't think you need to do it more than that. However, I did hear, some people saying they're doing them more often. So, and I suppose they have some new lanes. They might do it. But
Well, I think what we saw was through the volatility of the COVID era, you shortened up, the 12-month rates weren't going to work
no.
in a lot of instances.
Right.
We have clients that, we were able to continue consistent volume with. It's structured, committed pricing.
Right.
But, then when you're picking up and taking on extra volume from competitors' fallout, that normally takes a premium. So you want to review that and stay closer to what's happening on those scenarios. So you start going to a 90-day pricing model, right? And then, I think all of us as businesses, as humans, as relationship people, and want consistency. I think everyone wants consistency in their life.
Yes.
I think every company and organization wants consistency in pricing. would like, as much as you can have. So we've now seen post-COVID where we've stretched it out. I think the industry's stretching back out some with that stability, but also carefully understanding where we came from.
Right.
Continue watching on the next episode of the Stay in Your Lane podcast.